Hi, I'm Brent Mason, and I just thought I'd take this opportunity to run down some of the equipment that I use in the studio, in case any of you musicians, guitar players are wondering. This is kind of my basic setup, what I use. Different amps. I got the little Wampler here. A friend of mine, Phil Bradbury, is making a great amp. It's a very vintage, big sounding vintage amp in the characteristics of a Bassman or a twin, an old twin. And I use that quite a bit with its matching speaker cabinet, which is over there. It's a G12, double 2 G12 cabinet, open back. And use this Bassman a lot, this old 60, I guess it's a 65 Bassman, which has been modified a little bit. A friend of mine, Kai Kennedy, modified it a bit, made it sound this. Normally a bass would plug into channel 1 there. He's modified it to give it a little grit. I use that channel a lot. Great sounding amp with, if you're using like, you know, like greenbacks or vintage 30s or 25 watters. Great with pedals. Going on down here, I took I've had it a while. I don't even remember how it got in this form, state of, in this box here. The chassis of an old twin, like a early 70s blue twin, which has a verb and everything in it. I'll use that if it's real country, kind of West Coast sound, you know, that recognizable twin sound that you can't copy is in there. I use that. And of course, I got the matchless down here, which everybody's pretty familiar with that. You know, the 30 watt. I'll use a lot for grungy kind of rock and roll, for that recognizable characteristic that it has. Use that on a lot of records. So between all these amps, now I mean I'm not real technical, so basically I'm in the studio. I got plenty of time. I don't have an amp switch or anything. I could set one up, but in my case, in the studio, I don't need to have to do things on the fly. So I'll just, you know, do the old-fashioned way, go back behind and plug into the speaker out, and then the input, of course, I'll just figure out which amp suits the song that I'm doing. So, you know, right now I got this one up. It's good. I got this old Bassman cabinet, and inside there is some warehouse speakers, like vintage 30 warehouse speakers. Great speakers. They sound like, you know, they're broken in real good, so that cabinet works really good for me. I also have a Marshall cabinet that's not here I might use sometimes. And of course, like I was saying earlier, that I got that little Wampler cabinet that has G12s in it, Celestions. I've not used those speakers a lot, but they sure sound good in that cabinet with this head up here. And so if I use the matchless or something, I'll go running through that, back through that Fender vintage 30s warehouse speakers there. Getting back down, you know, that's the amp setup. And of course the drawer where you can throw all your junk in there, you know. There's some gum in there, some super glue, already super glued to the, you know, stuck. Wrenches, screwdrivers, strings, old charts, you know, maybe even some bugs. I don't know. I hope not. But that's the drawer, little drawer to put things in. You know, I'm getting back to my pedal board. Now I've got a few different pedal boards, and at different times I'll put different pedals in them. Of course, I got the, you know, the hot wire pedal here, the new version, channel 1, channel 2, with the clean knob, the blend knob, I'm sorry. And right now, also on this drawer, I have different pedals that I'll put in line once in a while, depending on, right now I got a True Tone in there for a volume boost. And got a Boss graphic equalizer that's real good, 7-band. I use that a lot. Also got a nice Analog Man version of this that he modded that's real nice, and I use that in another pedal board. But, and then also this Boss Tremolo is an Analog Man modified. And got a Wampler Ego compressor here that I finally sort of zeroed in. I use this just about every time. And up above it is exotic pedal. This is cool. And this, I'll use those on occasions, you know. Oh, that's Wampler Plexi Drive is a great unit too if you want that sound, that Marshall Plexi sound. It's really good. What else do I have? Oh, great pedal here. I don't have it in line right now, but El Capistano delay pedals, magnificent. Right now I got this. This I love too. The Electro Harmonix Memory Man, the deluxe Memory Mans. Get the old echo sounds and stuff. Above it is above it is the Line 6. I got in this pedal board. I got it's got different choruses in it, like rotary sounds, which is, you know, you might use them. Which is I think that's set up on a flange. No, that's like a Dimension D or something. It's like a rotary sound there. Got the Univibe. Phaser. The old Waylon Jennings phaser. So I'll use that if I use effects or something. That's kind of nice. You can go to that if you want some kind of a unique special sound. I got that in here. Tremolo. Pretty sweet. All these. I usually have a few different pedals at different times. Great reverb unit. Spring reverb Wampler. It's pretty cool. If you don't, like a Bassman doesn't have a reverb, so it's kind of cool. These days I find myself putting like little, you know, like reverb kind of, if you want the old Phil Spector sounds or something with a, you know, with a verb after it, I'll stick that in line. Chromatic tuner, Boss here. Also, the great pedal is this Creation Audio pedal. I always run it. It gives it. You can, instead of it's a clean boost, but I always kind of run it equal balance volume wise. Might add a little bump to it. It just it's like running through a Neve console or something. It just sort of blossoms out the sound. It's like sweetens it out and fattens it up. I use that at the end, and that's a real important pedal. I love it. So, you know, just some sorted things that might change at any given moment. Got, here's a Grissom model, just happens to be in there. This is the Paul Reed Smith personal model here. It's great. It has the switches. We're working on one together. It's kind of got this thing. But humbucker's toggle switch on that position is a humbucker. Flip it up and it's single coil these pickups and no volume drop at all. It's really cool. Great tone. Of course, got the old early 70s gold top 72 here. It has that cool sound. So, and then we got the this is a great sound guitar, baritone, PRS baritone, custom Mike Mushock version. Beautiful. I love this guitar, baritone. Gold SG, 1668 SG. That I play a lot. This 335 come out of the flood, the Nashville flood. How about that, huh? Sounds better, actually. Looks like shit. It sounds, no, it looks like crap. No pun intended, out of the river, Cumberland River. But Joe Glazer took this baby and we plucked it out of the swampy mess there at Soundcheck and brought it back to life. Methodically dried it out and might have lost the logo up there. Gibbs sort of chipped off. And 335, 68, sounds great. Still plays, I love it. I'm gonna keep it away from floods though. Over here is 65 Strat. This was also in the flood, Nashville flood. These babies were floating around like driftwood. And we got that one out. It had a crack that was fixed up over at Glazer Instruments. They glued it up. Sounds great. Sounds awesome. It's pretty amazing these things came out of that flood okay. 65 Strat, love it. Sounds good. And of course, my little baby here, the gray Telly, and I'm surprised there's even wood left on it. I've had this thing so long it's gonna like wither away, but love this. Originally a 68. I mean, it is a 68 Telly. Had it modified, of course. Joe Glazer put the pickups in. Had the third pickup put in the middle with the blend knob in the middle. I'm sure you guys all, if anybody knows about this, how this was set up. It's been out and known for a while how this thing was wired, but it has a middle volume pedal. Has a volume knob for the middle pickup, which you just blend in. Seymour Duncan's stack, vintage in the back. Seymour Duncan stack here, vintage in the middle. Of course, a baby Gibson humbucking in the front. Been like that for a while. You know, car primer coat on it. I bought it like that. It sounded so good, and I never wanted to have it refinished or anything. It sounded too good. And it looks so beautiful, doesn't it? Isn't it just beautiful? It's a lustrous shine on it. Little Budweiser beer on the top was spilled years ago. Cigarette ashes maybe over here, a little bit blended in, just the right touch. But anyway, Fender Telly. And that's pretty much just a go over of my stuff. That's what I use in the studio. I got some more guitars too, but that's pretty much my good arsenal collection there of what I use in the studio. I got a 12 string, and PRS 12 strings are really good, really nice I use. And some other guitars. Got some acoustics, which that'll be part 2 on down the line somewhere. I'll show you those later.